love technical difficulties, don't we? I lowered the latency, so hopefully it doesn't lag anymore. But yeah, and as I was going through on Task Manager, going through all sorts of stuff, it crashed my app. So I was just like, great! And then I was trying to figure out why YouTube is still showing the other one as live, even though it's literally just buffering over and over and over and over. It's wonderful. Wonderful. I love technical difficulties. Don't you guys love technical difficulties? Okay.
Always.
Can we go back and actually watch the other trailer? Because I was not paying. I literally maybe watched a minute of it because the rest of it was just me being like, what?
Yeah, the Gotham Night walkthrough.
Yes, I know you probably want to watch it again anyway.
Let's do this.
Okay. So, and also, so that way the chat doesn't get a stupid laggy, what do you call it? Yeah. All right. Video. All right, wait, I have the link in our chat. That's right. All right. Let me pull that up. But anyway, well, thank you guys for sticking around. We still have, how many people in here? We still have 8 people in here. Thank you, 8 people, for coming on over, back over here. This is fun. All right.
We got almost 10 minutes to the Suicide Squad.
20 minutes. 20 minutes until Suicide Squad. Yeah, it's at 5:10.
5:10.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Let's go back over to the other one so that way we can actually watch it on the stream. That'd be fun.
Let's do it.
My God. Also, I lowered the latency, and already I can tell that it's better. So, yay. I mean, I'll just keep it at this for however long. All right. Wait. Did you guys press play yet or no?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
0-0.
0-0. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
No countdown, jeez.
I'm just like, let's just get it. Let's just go. Because now it's actually working, and now I'm just like, let's watch it, so I can actually watch it again. And you guys can talk over it too. I don't care.
Hi, I'm Patrick Redding, creative director.
Marshall, you here?
On behalf of the whole team.
Okay, yes. I was just wondering if you're still here.
Give you a quick look at our
Taking it in.
Yeah, we're just rewatching the trailer now, so that way we can, so that way I can actually react to it instead of being like, what is happening with my stream?
Short clip from one of Gotham Knight's villain
God damn.
crimes in a pre-alpha build. This mission is halfway through the Mr. Freeze storyline.
For a pre-alpha
And
build, this is
we're playing
gorgeous.
Batgirl a dozen or so
This is
hours into a
insane
character progression.
Yeah.
Like, just said this was what, like a little over 12 hours of building her character.
Yeah.
Like 12 hours into the game, then, basically. Wait. Oh. So it's 12 hours just into Batgirl, but the thing is, like, does that mean
Agenda that involves
with
manipulating
each other character, it looks way better now? Awesome. With each character, does that mean...
play all of the game, either solo or in
No,
multiplayer
hold on.
co-op.
I'm not getting it confused. I'm just like, does each one have their own storyline? That's insane.
I
I
think
would
it's
guess
be
you-
like missions that you load in like this, and you can
Robinson
continue
had
to
access
build up
to
your
Justice's
character, and
satellite for short-range
villains will level up
teleportation.
to meet you.
Yeah, it's like Avengers, where like you can play certain missions and you can level up your character depending on which one you want to choose.
Meanwhile, Batgirl has
Yeah.
mastered some more familiar.
Now that I can actually see it smoothly, I
has
agree.
like their own interactions with villains or like a side story, but then there's probably one overarching narrative that they're all involved in.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's gonna be.
and developed a few new ones.
I feel like it's similar already, or like it's trying to be Arkham, just with this alone.
Oh yeah, I mean they definitely knew what cookie cutter to use, or like they knew what they needed to model it off of. Be like, there's a clear formula people like and feels organic. We're gonna go with that and just make a little bit of changes to make it our own.
So it's basically like Arkham co-op.
Yeah, looks like it.
I'm down. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they didn't go the co-op route with Arkham before, with like Batman and Robin. Just you know, those two.
Yeah, they had what they had in Arkham Knight.
Didn't they have Nightwing
I mean, they
in the Arkham
never
games
had
too?
like a co-op, but
No.
they had Nightwing in there.
This doesn't look
But
up
it was
to
like-
code.
Yeah, you would play with him. You would fight with him, but it wasn't a co-op option, so nobody else.
I think that was originally
Right.
like a scrapped idea for the game, was to have Robin in it as a playable character.
Okay. Yeah, because I only played... I don't think we should compare this to Avengers. I think we all know who's going to win the battle. Yeah, Keegan's right. This.
I'm getting both.
Well, yeah.
I'm already sold on this. Like,
No, yeah. No. Any Batman game I'm actually already kind of... Falbelmeister says, Thomas! I can only assume that's Dan Falbel.
wait, Dan?
Dan!
Oh my gosh.
Hi,
hello,
Dan! Let's watch this.
How are you?
Dan, watch this with us. This looks dope.
This is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Subtle attacks.
So only take a second.
Oh, you can pick up something there. Dang. Ooh.
Now they might.
Just...
Keegan says this looks better than some movies. No joke. You're not wrong.
Dang.
Wow. I'm just like mesmerized by the graphics. This is pre-alpha.
The lights on her like baton. If you watch it, it's not like a curved line. It's very like geometric. So it'll go straight, and then whip around and hit somebody.
Dad, you're it.
That's
Wait, for what?
for her, like the orange on her baton. If you watch it, it's like the light trail that it leaves is like more digital than
Oh, yes.
organic.
But again, I mean, that might just be a pre-alpha thing.
No, like that's a cool. I think they did it intentionally.
Oh, okay.
It makes it very like rigid and quick pace.
She shot that real quick. I'm just gonna say, she just went boop, like real fast.
These cables on the floor. Guaranteed they leave
That's not where cables go.
That's not how cables work. That fast? Like, goddamn. Could you possibly make the video audio louder? Okay, yes, of course. I'll get about halfway.
Status.
For me, it's loud. That's probably a me problem. So I was just like, I just want to make sure.
Stop this now.
I'll adjust some of your guys' comments in a little bit.
Yeah, it just
This is insane. Like,
Has really
that
good
right
lighting.
there.
the lighting is blowing my mind right now because it actually looks really, really good. Oh.
But like bloom, set it to 9,000.
Yeah.
Like lighting is one of the hardest things to get right in like this type of media. So it's like the fact that it looks so good is pretty insane.
For a pre-alpha.
Like having the lighting,
Feel
look on
disruptors in
the, on the
place.
ground, the lighting as it's flickering, flickers on the ground off the reflections, everything. That's a lot to ask. Reflects off of her.
Yeah, lighting can 100% make a bad game look good. So
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a game like this where all the assets look really good, the lighting is really making them look fantastic.
Uh-huh.
Trust me.
Irrelevant. I already have what I need.
Is it weird that whenever there's a snow level, I get goosebumps?
The storm has risen over Gotham.
Because it's cold.
Like you're actually getting cold?
Yeah. I just like I was looking at Mr. Freeze's like with the frost and all that, and I was like, I got goosebumps a little bit.
Did it give you two?
Just adds to the realism.
Is that as the player increases in power and ability, their foes keep pace. So confronting a villain like Mr. Freeze can be a very different proposition at level 5 or at level 15.
I'd like that. It's like how,
In terms of stats.
like
But in
Richard, when you and I were playing Remnant, like if you level up, then the enemies get harder. I like that.
Yeah.
that
And
was
this
just
sounds like
short
it has
at
kind of
Gotham,
like
so we're gonna
a
have more to
bigger
show you in the future.
idea on that, where it's like they actually will have the enemies have new abilities based on how high leveled you are. So, like, say you fight Mr. Freeze at the beginning of the game, if he somehow initiates another crime at the end of the game, you can go fight him, and it's a completely different fight based on your experience.
Yeah. That's
That sounds like it'd be pretty cool.
That's fucking dope, dude. Dude. Oh, Okay, now that I actually was able to focus on the gameplay trailer without all the other bullshit going on with my stream lagging and off stream, I was literally ranting. I was like, I was going off. So now that I actually watched it, dude, I'm kind of hyped up over that. That's now one of the games I'm looking forward to the most in 2021. Up there with, well, now Halo Infinite. Spider-Man's coming out this year. I don't know what other 2021 games are coming out, but it's up there with all the other big games that are coming out. Yeah, wow. That like, all right. So I never actually played the Arkham games. I've only played Arkham Asylum up until you beat Bane, and then like after that, I'm like, cool. All right, I'll play this another time, and then I never pick it up again. And so I was just like, well, then I wait, for a long time, and then I go back and play it again, and I'm like, I forgot, and so I go to I have to restart it again. So I've experienced that intro, I think, like 5 times.
Oh my gosh.
So, and then I never touched Arkham City or Knight, even though I've had them for years now. And I'm just, I just want to, beat Asylum first. Eventually I will play them. I think after watching this, I am in the mood to play them. So maybe I'll play them on stream next month or something like that. But yeah, anyway, let's address some of the comments that were coming up. All right. So you guys are saying that it actually looks good. The stream actually looks good now. So I'm happy about that. Thank God. Good. And Dan came in here. Hi, boys. Your friend was shitting on it all morning, and I'm curious. He hates the gear unlocks and microtransactions. I didn't see anything about microtransactions, though, unless they addressed that in another thing, which actually I can pull up something that Greg Miller actually posted. Oh, wait. I think it's like a press release. Where are you? All right. So what else? He hates gear unlocks and microtransactions. Also, is it me or just level system? Remind you of Watch Dogs Legion. A lot of these games kind of have the same, more or less like the same level progression that we've seen multiple times now. So I can't really say whether it looks like one thing or the other, because it feels very similar to anything about that. And Orbit keeps asking, what are our dream villains? So, dream villains in the game? I'm wondering what universe this is in. If it's in the Arkham universe, do you guys think it's going to be the Arkham universe?
Not at all. I think it's gonna be a separate entirely. I think they immediately knew, like, hey, we're not getting Kevin Conroy's voice, we're not getting Mark Hamill's voice, we're not gonna be, like, we can't pass it. Oh, it's another Arkham.
To be fair, though, Joker's dead.
See,
I mean, in which universe? Batman's dead in this
my
universe.
main thing about
Batman's
it
in
is
this
that
universe, too.
it's made by Montreal, and then it starts with Batman dying in an explosion, which, if you played the Arkham games, you would know that canonically that would have happened in that universe. So it's possible it could be based afterward. It's just that some characters that are in this will be drastically different than like where they were at the end of Arkham. Like,
Okay.
just look at Red Hood, for example. Like, this Red Hood is Red Hood, whereas Red Hood in Arkham is not really Red Hood.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't play the Arkham games, so I can't really say whether it is or isn't in the universe. You guys probably have more expertise on that.
It's a totally different design for Jason Todd as Red Hood.
Okay.
Like, it's
Yeah, he's
entirely
like
different.
the biggest giveaway that it's not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
And I think they showed, I mean, the characters like Bruce Wayne or Jim Gordon, like, their design will change a little bit, but like
They always
stay
change a
pretty much true.
They always change a little bit. They always get Batman's little chin,
Yeah.
for
So
instance.
it's a little bit different on this one, but I think you're right. Jason Todd was like immediate. Oh, he's got like a different design. He doesn't have the J in there. He doesn't have the or whatever.
Plus, like, which Robin were they on in Arkham? Because there's 2 Robins in this, and I'm pretty sure they only had one,
I think
and they
they're on
didn't
the-
introduce Damien yet, right?
I don't think they've introduced Damien. They.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Oh, hi, Destiny, by the way. So Orbit says, nah, they confirmed. They confirmed what? They confirmed stuff that it's not in the Arkham universe. I could only assume. Dan says, I was hoping for a reboot. different look and much darker. I mean, this is pretty dark. If you saw the other trailer, like the story trailer, they go into the Court of Owls, which is from what Thomas explained in the last live stream before we were having some issues. It's some pretty dark shit. So I'm thinking this might be kind of like a reboot. Maybe this is like the start of either it's a one and done game or it's the start of like a whole thing where it's like, I guess with Marvel's Avengers, with it starting off like, oh no, in this world, or even in Marvel's Spider-Man on PS4, where it's like, oh no, it's part of this world, and this is, you know, stuff that happens in this world, in this story, in this version of the story that you guys know. So that's what I'm wondering. I'm thinking it might be something like that, to where like they can spawn stuff from it. Maybe they'll have like a Gotham Knights game where you can play as these 4 characters, and then from there you can actually, I guess maybe they'll have like different games for each character. That'd be cool. Like a Robin game or a Batgirl game. Like, I'm down.
Dude, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Dope, I missed that. Dan, I'll actually put in the chat, if you guys want to go and check out the world premiere trailer, like the story trailer, it looked crazy. Let me actually post that into the chat real quick. Go and check out that trailer that I just linked in the YouTube chat. TBH, I don't want any more Riddler trophies. They were so annoying. Dude,
Yeah.
the little bit that I played of Arkham Asylum, like, I know those Riddler trophies are so annoying. Kind of reminds me of the Korok seeds from Breath of the Wild, if you ever played Zelda Breath of the Wild. Where, like, there's so many, but I'm sure they don't lead to, like, you know, not having anything to do with anything else. But yeah.
At least with the Riddler trophies, they were like, I mean, you can complete the whole story, you just have to complete the whole game. It's like, alright, I guess.
It's like, but why?
I know.
Why would you want to? So yeah, all right, it looks so dope. Let me read off what the press release says. So there's a press release too. I'll just have it up on the screen anyway. So the first one, Burbank, California, August 22nd, 2020. No, I'm not gonna do that. Warner Brothers Games and DC today announced Gotham Knights, brand new open world, third-person action RPG video game in development from Warner Brothers Games Montreal. Gotham Knights features the Batman family as players step into the roles of Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Robin, a new guard of trained DC superheroes who must rise up as the protectors of Gotham City in the wake of Batman's death. Introducing an original story set in DC's Batman universe, Gotham Knights offers a dynamic and interactive Gotham City where an exploding criminal element has swept through the streets. With the Belfry as their base of operations, this new era of heroes will solve mysteries that connect the darkest chapters in the city's history and must defeat notorious villains in epic confrontations. Players must save Gotham from a descent into chaos and reinvent themselves into their own version of the Dark Knight. Playable either solo or as 2-player online co-op experience. Oh, it's only 2-player. I expected 4 players. Will be available in 2021 for PS5, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, the Xbox One family devices, including the Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, and PC. No Switch. And then there's another one. And also the Suicide Squad game. Keegan just mentioned, I'm so hyped for the Suicide Squad game. I want to play as Harley and get her hyenas on everyone. Well, that is actually going to premiere in 5 minutes, so we're going to react to that live, literally, as it happens. The playable characters in Gotham Knights include Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin. This is basically just, like, explaining their characters. Yeah, so Jim Gordon's dead. Batgirl, also known as Barbara Gordon. She had helped Batman as Oracle in the past. Now, after years of recovery and preparation, she's ready to step into her new role, wielding her melee tonfa, whatever, harnessing her training in kickboxing, I don't know, and jiu-jitsu. Nightwing, Dick Grayson, the first Robin. Oh, usually it's Nightwing or Robin, not both, huh? Right?
Well, Nightwing is the first Robin.
Right.
Older. So
I mean, that's what
he
it's here.
acts as a brotherly figure towards whoever the new Robin is.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. I always knew that Robin became Nightwing eventually, but I didn't realize they could actually have multiple Robins. I guess I mean, it makes sense because, like, for instance, like Green Lantern, where like on Earth there could be like multiple people as the Green Lantern, or I think you guys understand what I mean. DC does it a lot more than Marvel.
Yeah,
where
generally it's more of a title. It's like you're the Robin, you're the
Right.
Batman, and that
Right.
will switch around. There's generally not two Robins at the same time. There'll be like a Red Robin maybe. If like
Yum.
you've got Tim Drake and then you've got Damian as Robin at a point, but like generally not at the same time. There's like whoever's Robin, they'll step up to some mantle, and then the next one comes in.
Okay. I mean, it's kind of like, I guess now with Captain America and Sam, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, akin to that right now. With Captain America, you know, giving his shield to Sam, and Sam is now Captain America, which we'll see in the Disney Plus series that I'm super excited about. But yeah, I'm down for this game. This game looks dope. That was pre-alpha stuff too. Pre-alpha stuff usually doesn't look that good. It's wild how good that actually looks. But yeah. Orbit also said, I hope at the end they show the Batman not actually dead and tease a second. I mean,
Oh, of course.
we don't know.
Definitely gonna be a talent.
I'm just wondering because I mean, in the story video, he did look kind of old. So I mean, them saying that he's dead, I don't know how the games twist stuff around or how DC exactly works. Because like I said on the last stream before it crashed, that I am not a very big DC fan. Like I'm a Batman fan, but I don't really know like the workings of the DC universe. As much, at least as much as Thomas. Anyone who dies like just comes back.
Bring him back.
Okay.
I mean, look at Jason Todd died. He came back. I think at one point Damian died. He came back. Batman. They like to do that.
What we have a couple minutes before the Suicide Squad game is premiered. What do you guys kind of want out of Gotham Knights though?
I hope there's a lot of like character progression stuff. Like, there's actually like a gear system, and it's not just like
RPG almost.
Yeah, like a lot more of like building your character than like what Marvel seem to have, where you get a piece of gear, you put it on, and your character looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I mean, for Marvel, they're trying to sell skins. That's literally it. Like,
yeah, but there's games like Division where your character has like an undersuit that is your gear, and then oversuit that is like cosmetic. So they could do something similar to that, where you have a skin that's like, you know, their base skin, and then a gear system that goes over that.
right.
Yeah, unless they keep it like the Arkham style, which is you just unlock those specific skins, and like you can probably build upon skills but not gears, or like maybe tools that you have but not necessarily the stuff you're wearing. Either way, I could see them taking it either way on that.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how the co-op is going to work exactly too. With is it like, for instance, like if me and Thomas were going to play, me as Batgirl, I leveled her up to level 12, and then you as Robin, you leveled up your Robin to level 10 or whatever. Does that mean when we join in the same game? I'm thinking more the actual like digging into gameplay. Does that mean when you are joining my game, are we like, are you following your own storyline now, or is it going to be like Avengers where it's like, oh, you haven't beaten this story? Okay, well I'm this level, so I can actually help you easier. I'm assuming it's probably going to be more like that. That's usually how it ends up. I think it's similar to Destiny too, but yeah.
Or like Borderlands, the newest Borderlands, where it levels enemies level for you, so the enemies you're fighting the same people, but they're just as difficult for you. They're on your level when they shoot you, but when they shoot your buddy, it's a lot higher because it's matching.
Right, and that's, you know, but yeah, I'm kind of wondering like the logistics of exactly how it's gonna how that works out.
I'm guessing that it would go based off of the host's world, and if someone lower level than you joins you, then it's probably going to have some way of not making those enemies annihilate them, but it'll still be like set to your difficulty.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll see. I'm
Because, like they said, bosses kind of level up with you, so they still have to level up with you if you're having co-op.
Right. All right. Well, Well, also Orbit. I don't know if did we address it. I don't think we actually did. Orbit asked like, what are your dream villains in for the game?
I mean, Joker. That's an easy one
Obviously.
for me.
Wait,
Yeah.
is it an easy one for you because you can do a voice really well, a very, very good voice impression of several different Jokers, sir? I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just saying, like, hey, you should.
You know, it'd be nice if I was in the game.
Thank you. Oh, which maybe they don't need to hire Mark Hamill. They can just hire Thomas.
That's so much pressure. That's a difficult thing though with introducing a character like that. You have to nail so much. Like with Batman here, I think they were really good at getting somebody that wasn't Kevin Conroy and wasn't going for Kevin Conroy.
Mm-hmm. He just spoke. Like there was literally like nothing about it.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, I'm thinking about like the Batman death thing, and I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't mind having a Batman game where I'm not playing as Batman, because how many Batman games are there where you play as Batman?
Not enough.
Not enough. Not enough, but at the same time, like, I think the, not oversaturation, but the amount of games in the Arkham series that, like, you know, we had, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins Blackgate, and I think that's Arkham VR.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's
at like some point.
I don't mind not playing as Batman in a Batman universe game. I would even like to play as a Joker eventually sometime too. Like not necessarily like, you know, the Lego supervillains kind of way, but like an actual, like, you know. Wait, what was that?
And Arkham Knight you do for a bit.
Oh, I didn't even know. That's cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Destiny said, OMG, I was like, is that Mark Hamill? I mean, little did you know, he's actually right here. I'm looking. You're welcome. He and I are actually best friends. You didn't know? Oh my god, I wish. Alright, so it looks like they're wrapping up stuff with the Wonder Woman string. They were playing Werewolf, I think. So let's look over at this. Let's see what they're saying.
I'm Rasha, and I'm so excited about the amazing content we have in the DC fandom. There is so much to see and do. Now, is my passion, and I am hyped because we have another announcement from Warner Brothers Games. I think we should share the killer news with you. And who's gonna do it? The one and only Will Arnett.
Who? Oh, Will Arnett. Oh, wait.
Ow!
Will Arnett.
Son of a bitch, that hurts. Golly.
Okay.
DC, you have the cheapest teleporters. That hurts.
I'm a little behind you guys,
Alright,
I guess.
FanDomers, I think I know why I'm here. Check this out.
What was the point of that intro?
I haven't gotten through it all.
Okay.
He voiced the character.
I can only assume.
I agree. What's the point? Okay.
I was looking forward to this one more because it's Rocksteady. Rocksteady can do no wrong.
Dude, yeah. There you go, from the creators. Dude, Brainiac?
Is it Brainiac?
I think it's gonna be Brainiac.
I do like how this time, instead of being in Arkham, we're in Metropolis.
It's Brainiac. Oh, this is gonna be sick.
I'm going in.
What?
Hardly.
It has to be Harley, yeah.
Big Belly Burger? Ooh.
We lost the target.
Oh, yeah.
Task Force has lost the target.
But of course they're going more
It almost
Margot
looks like
Robbie.
Injustice.
Oh, kinda,
With the
yeah.
facial animation.
Don't worry, boss. We got this. Hey, Boomer! Lay down suppressant fire.
Keep it down.
Whoa. The
These are still ringing after that last Bonnie.
What is that? Australian for hangover?
I love this so far.
Only I can translate.
I like it.
Boomerang has a concussion
I love the visuals.
from the enemy you missed in our last encounter. Guess those teeth are sharper than your eyes, Shark Man. I never miss.
Never miss. Yeah, we bloody know. You never shut up about it.
Task Force X. Alpha and engage before I have another reason to blow those bombs in your heads.
Shit.
Okay.
Smooth.
Well, that should knock a few years off the old sentence.
That's reminding me of something. Oh yeah!
We landed
Our
it.
stupid alpha target. Who we supposed to be killing again?
Shit.
Look, it's Superman. The mighty Superman has just rescued that pilot.
Oh.
Show
Oh.
Why do you say it like that? The mighty Superman is rescued.
He's like starstruck.
Oh. Now, is this Superman or is this Bizarro?
Uh-oh.
It's Bizarro.
Well,
Nah.
No, wait.
Wait a minute.
So, figure out who we're killing.
Oh. It could be Superman under some purple kryptonite.
Oh my
So-
god.
if you've played
Damn.
What?
Injustice 2, one of the alternate endings
2022?
is like brain
Wow.
control. So I'm guessing
Oh.
it's
Wow. Okay. Very dangerous. Yeah, that's more dangerous
Damn,
than they said.
I want to see gameplay of that so bad.
They'll show it. They have to show it. This is a whole 20-minute long segment, by the way.
Oh my gosh, I'm happy. That was
Hello.
so cool.
Thomas, try refreshing it to maybe catch up with us.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Who am I?
See.
Who am I? I'm Harley freaking
That was the
Quinn.
Arkham
Who are you?
theme music, by the way, on his ringtone.
Wow.
Did she say fart face or fuck face?
fart
Yeah.
face.
Come
Okay.
here.
Hey, who is it? A new lawyer? You gotta help us, mate.
No.
So they're going full rated M on this.
I'm not a lawyer, although I probably played one once. But no. I'm Will Arnett.
Will Arnett. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh,
Hey, Bojack name drop.
Starved.
Jeez.
Tortured. Wait. An actor? Great. Hang up, Queen.
No. Wait. Hang on. Don't hang up. Look, what? Maybe I can help. What seems to be the problem?
It's Waller. She wants us to kill the bloody Justice League. We're way out of our depth here. We need to get out of this insane mission.
Speak for yourself. I can see the headlines now. Harley Quinn finally kills the bat.
Okay, well, there you go. That is the can-do attitude that I'd expect from a group called the Suicide Squad.
That moniker does not bode well for our chance of success.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you just give me the rundown? Who are you guys? What kind of powers you got? I mean, what
Oh, this is hey.
Captain.
Sure thing, William. The name's Harley Quinn, and you could say I'm the leader of our little task force. I like baseball bats, explosives, dead superheroes, things that go.
This is very Harley Quinn.
Yes.
I'm Deadshot, team leader, world's deadliest assassin and most dangerous marksman alive.
And I'm...
You may call me King Shark. I am God, the rightful ruler of the seas, and therefore the true team leader.
And last, but not least, the one, the only, Captain Boomerang. I'm what you call a supervillain. But don't try calling me the leader of this sorry lot. No, thank you. Leaders are the first to get their heads blown off.
Okay, so What? And forgive me, you throw boomerangs?
Exactly! Don't know why it took everyone else so long to get it.
Aw, sweetie, we just didn't care.
Okay, well, I mean, does anyone have laser vision or like a kryptonite-powered suit or?
Well, you might have us confused with Lex Luthor.
Well, there's got to be a way. I mean,
Hey,
the
maybe
world
Lex
is
Luthor's gonna
depending
be there.
on you guys.
Maybe.
Right? When I look at you, I don't see a drunk or a killer or an evil clown lady or a giant monster.
Hey, who you calling a giant monster?
No. You see, what I see heroes.
You must not have heard of us. We ain't your heroes.
Okay, fine. Criminals.
They're also
ready
like in
to
jail,
pay back
so why would you say
society
heroes?
and earn themselves a full pardon.
Full pardon?
That ain't bad.
Or do we get to kill them all? Even Flash?
Yes, the mission is literally called Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. That is kind of the whole point.
Ooh, do I get to like devour them and gain their powers?
You're not Kirby.
I can't see why not.
Cheers.
All right, screw it. If we're gonna die on a mission, might as well do it paying back those self-righteous pricks. Then it is decided. Let us do it for acclaimed actor, Will Arnett. Will.
I really want the Justice League to hop in on a call right after this meeting. So
I know,
you
me
told
too.
them to do what?
Do what I can
Yeah.
with my looks and my steely soft voice and of course my looks. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, we're.
Nothing? Okay. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Have fun with your mission.
Take care, Will. Huge fan, like literally the biggest one.
All right. Talk to you guys later. Yeah. I have a feeling that things are about to get really messy. Would you please get me the hell out of here?
Huh.
We're not doing this, right?
Not a chance.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I was like, is it? Oh no.
Oh, there you go.
Oh damn.
Oh. Hey, you must be Sefton.
I am indeed. Hi, Will.
Hey, man, Sefton Hill.
From
From
actor to
DC
non-actor.
Studios, y'all. Sefton, how'd you get here? Did DC also teleport you into the cyberspace realm?
No, they just sent me this green screen.
Is it? You got a green screen? Good. Lucky you. DC actually teleported me into the FanDome, which really hurts, but good. Green screen. You're lucky. Cool. Good for you. Okay, well, I guess, look, the cat is finally out of the bag here. This is Rocksteady's new
I
game,
really like
and
that
there is a
logo,
lot of
by the way.
anticipation behind it, right?
Yeah.
And, the Arkham games are extremely popular, and buzz has been building behind this new game. So, what can you tell us?
Well, Will, I'm really excited and proud to be able to reveal Rocksteady's Suicide Squad. You know, it's a unique new franchise for gaming, and we've been able to
Franchise,
put our own spin
okay.
on it and create something really special that I think gamers are going to love and enjoy. Obviously, it's brought to you by the team that created Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. And in fact, this is a continuation of the Arkham verse. So a lot of the through threads and the storylines you're going to see come to fruition in this game. So we've been able to combine all of that core DNA with some really great, unique innovations and create what we think is going to be a totally original gameplay experience.
Okay, well, that's awesome. But let me just ask you this. Why
Dang,
this
connected
game?
to
Why
Arkham.
Suicide
Wow.
Squad?
Well, when we're starting any
Continuation.
game, Rocksteady games
Yeah.
are all about a
The idea was that they're
character-driven game.
making
You know, it's all
a
about that kind of
Superman
heart and
game
soul of
connected
the
to Arkham
characters
before,
that we
so
want to bring
Yeah.
to life.
Yeah.
So we work
technically,
with DC.
that's
we
right,
looked at,
Superman's
all
in
the
it.
different properties, all the different great characters that they have. And Suicide Squad really spoke to us because of how
It's like built
fascinating
in. You're
these
gonna have
core
variety in
characters
gameplay
are,
here
and
too.
the fact that it's fusing all of these characters together. When you're creating a game, you're creating a universe, and you want to build it with real heart and soul inside it. And that's what really inspired us to make the Suicide Squad game, because you know, DC have these fantastic roster of villains, and being able to actually play these villains and see
Will
the
and I just stand
interaction
there
and
for
life
us.
between them is something that got us really
why
energized and
he's
excited.
I guess for me, my biggest question, and really
Why are
probably
you here?
everybody's
If
biggest
they
question that they want to know is,
Batman.
and no offense, but what is wrong with you, man? Why are you making a game
If
about
they had an actual like conference this year, Will Arnett would have come on stage like, "Hi."
For us, we always want to put our characters in interesting and exciting.
This is exactly what would have been said at a press conference,
naturally really lends itself
like at
to,
E3 or
even
something.
just starting with their boss, Amanda Waller. She's part protagonist but also part antagonist. She's stuck these nanite bombs in their heads, and she's forcing them to do this.
What I don't like is that like they're approaching it from this like, why would you make a game about bad guys? Like we didn't watch a movie about bad guys, and that like
2 movies.
Yeah, like
Suicide Squad isn't well known.
yeah, like
It was well known after that shitstorm of a movie.
I mean, I loved Suicide Squad even before that movie because the animated movies are pretty fantastic.
Hey, we can't. Actually, we can't shit on that movie. It's Oscar win. It's an Oscar winner.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the stuff that the hardcore gamers like me want to know exactly. What kind of game is this? What am I doing in this game?
So the game is a hybrid of Rocksteady's experience in bringing characters like Batman to life, that superhero empowerment, combined with really powerful, awesome gunplay. So the superhero empowerment, I guess supervillain empowerment here, is looking at each one of the individual squad members and looking at what's unique about
King
them.
Shark on the left has like a
this really
Gatling
powerful
gun.
gameplay.
Yeah.
And using that again, those skills and techniques.
It was
that we've
actually
learned
on his
over the year,
back
but
during
actually
the
adding more richness and
cinematic
depth to each
thing.
of them.
Like
So
right
Oh
each
yeah,
one of them
right
has
there.
a richer
Hey.
moveset, more things you can do, and more
I like
skill
that
required
means he's
to
not
master
just going to
them
be a
than
brawler.
you even had with
Yeah.
Batman. So to do that across the spectrum of Suicide Squad members,
Not just like another
has been something that's been really
type of
enjoyable, and
Arkham
I'm really
game.
proud of what the team have achieved there. And then you can combine that with the gunplay.
Well, I mean, King Shark won't just be like he's not going to play like Hulk. He's going to have some ranged combat.
Yeah.
He's probably really strong and buff, but like, God.
So I can only assume this is going to be co-op.
Doing a fuel dump and setting enemies
Hope
on
so.
fire. So it's really about creating a whole spectrum of possibilities for the player to use, and just letting them loose and enjoying them as much as they can.
Wow, that sounds
Or it
awesome.
could have a system
Let's take
similar to
couple
GTA
questions
5
now.
where
We've
you
got,
just swap between the
got a
heroes
question
as you
from
play.
Paul
Oh, yeah.
from the UK, and he wants to know what has been the most exciting part about working on this new game.
But I think one thing we're really excited
Also,
about
I don't think
was
they
to bring
showed any
Metropolis to
Brainiac
life.
stuff.
So Metropolis
Oh, maybe
itself
that's what's going on with
is really
Superman.
the 5th character in the
Yeah.
game, and it's something we've treated the
Those
same
purple
with
eyes.
Gotham in Arkham City, Arkham Knight, was giving this city life beyond just kind of bricks and mortar and making it something that really speaks to the player and being able to realize it to a level of detail that's never been done before in any medium. So we created this open world over which the game takes place, and I think it's really a love letter from us to DC fans. I think they're going to love it and really enjoy it, and it's something that I'm really proud of. The team have done a phenomenal job with that.
We have another question here, also from the UK, which is, you're from the UK, and both questions are from the UK, so somebody do the math.
What?
But Ella's from the UK wants
Why
to know,
is he
with
like an
the
awkward
Suicide
He's
guy
so
trying to,
awkward.
like,
that's coming up.
pick up a girl at a
Will we be
club
playing
that's
as
never
every
talked to a girl
character
before?
from the squad, or just one?
This
And
question's from the
if
UK,
it is
and
just
also
one,
you
which
are,
characters gonna be? 'Cause
you know,
want some help?
I missed that question.
Well, the
Thank you.
game itself, the
It's
structure
fine.
of the game is it's a 1 to 4 player co-op game.
Ah, I knew it.
Play single player, you can totally play single player. I mean, our mantra has been that you play this game how you want to play it. So if you play single player, you'll still have a full squad with you. You'll have 2 players, 2, 3, 4 will be filled by bots who will fight along with you and really join in the fun and obviously give you that squad experience. But if you want to play multiplayer with your friends, that's still absolutely great. They can join in and take the role of the other squad members. And the great thing is that that's a dynamic experience. So you can play some of the story single player, some multiplayer. The whole game is accessible, single player, multiplayer, in and out of those 2 modes, however you want to do it. So it's really something that we just want to give up to the fans and let them choose. And of course, if you're playing single player, the other cool thing is you can even switch between the characters. You're never
It's both. So it's both of what we talked about.
in
Yeah.
a particular section of the game. So you want to play as Deadshot, jetpacking around, sniping enemies, you can do that. And then boom, just instantly switch to playing as Harley, swinging around and flying into enemies from a baseball bat around the head. So there's
Playing
so
as
much freedom
Deadshot,
in
you
the
have
way
an
you play the
aimbot,
game
right?
because we really wanted to
God,
get
dude.
across that feeling of being a whole squad
Can't
and
miss.
not just one person going on this mission.
Lastly, I'd like to know if it's okay with you, if can I be in the new game?
Yep.
I'm not saying Task Force X. I'm just saying maybe just like a random handsome guy who's, you know, hanging out in Metropolis, just being handsome and dodging chunks of debris.
I think we can maybe make something work. Will.
Great.
Swear to God.
They show the teaser of
That's
Will
so
Arnett.
weird and forced.
Thank you for joining us, Sefton. It's the game looks absolutely spectacular, and it will be made even better by the appearance
Looks
of me as
spectacular.
NPC.
We just saw a
Sure thing,
CG
Will.
trailer.
Good luck teleporting home.
Is Will Arnett like dead? Like, is he handsome as hell?
I
Like,
made a huge
am I
mistake.
missing something?
Are you kidding me? That game looks insane. Talk about
Yeah, that CG trailer looked insane. All right. let's go.
Turning the tables. What?
Wow, I stopped it. All right. Yeah, that CG trailer looks insane. Whoa. All right. So we didn't see any gameplay for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not disappointed by that. I do like the aesthetic and everything that they're going for.
Yeah. Is it Sunset Boulevard?
There's what? Sunset
Game.
Boulevard. What?
There's like a game that it's something Boulevard, but it's giving me those type of vibes.
Sunset Boulevard.
I'll remember it sometime.
I don't know what
Sunset
you're talking
Overdrive.
about. Oh, Overdrive. Oh my God, Sunset Overdrive. It kind of gives me those kind of vibes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Oh shit! I think I just exited out of Discord. Oh no, it's still here. Alright, cool. I exited out of Discord and I was like worried for a second.
Dang. Well,
Yeah.
that looks awesome too.
It looks cool. I really loved Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive was fun. I never beat it though. I really want to beat it. Okay. Okay. Have you guys noticed there's an influx of all these co-op games?
Oh yeah.
There's so many co-op games coming out. So I'm wondering if a lot of stuff, like, not like Avengers, we already know with Avengers with this, but are crossplay. That's basically it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm curious if they're gonna try to implement crossplay or what. Also, chat, if you guys have any questions, please throw them in. If you have any questions for us, or any questions that we can maybe answer, if you have any questions about Suicide Squad or anything like that. Yeah, so since you're fighting the Justice League, and we saw Superman with like those purple eyes, Thomas, you know more, right? So, about like why with Brainiac, right?
Yeah, that's for sure Brainiac. That's his design with like the 3 circles. Sometimes they're greens and purple.
Wait, Brainiac was the giant thing in the middle?
Yeah, right at the beginning, that giant like thing with all the tentacles, looked mechanical. That was for sure Brainiac, and he's a very, very big villain for Superman. He's very strong. Goes around collecting information from everywhere. And
He's the Thanos of the DC universe.
Probably
yeah.
the Galactus.
Yeah, he's more the
Okay.
That's a good one.
Whereas instead of devouring planets, he goes and records them to where they don't exist anymore because they're in his like supercomputer that can.
He shrinks down worlds, and he has like a space on his ship that's like every world he's ever visited, but shrunk it way, way, way down. In fact, and Superman has found like a city that was on Krypton, just stored there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's just going around. I don't know what he's doing on this planet, but obviously, he might be
This planet
involved
Earth.
with. I mean, Earth 62 or. New
Oh,
Earth,
that's
like,
true. Huh? It could be.
Yeah.
It could be any of those.
But they like. I'm guessing he's doing something with Superman and turned bad against his own people. The whole thing there.
So, I really do like how they're building off of the Arkham universe, though, because we basically just saw Arkham, and then we also saw Gotham, and that's it for those, really, right? We didn't see Metropolis at all in the Arkham series, in the Arkham games.
No, not Arkham games. No.
Yeah. So, I'm excited to see more, especially with, like, I don't know, the two like main cities of the DC universe are Metropolis and Gotham, and we've already seen all of Gotham basically, and so now we get to see more Metropolis. And Keegan actually said in the chat a little bit ago that my biggest question is it open world? I would only assume, sorry, I can only assume that it does have open world elements. I don't mind if it's not open world. only because there's a lot of open world games now, and I'm kind of tired of it. I don't know about you guys.
Where they're going with it, I don't know.
It's
with like from what we saw, it's hard to. We didn't see any gameplay, so like usually gameplay will give you a really good idea of like, are you roaming around the city and then you find a group, or are you just in battle? You launched it.
Yeah. So oh, go ahead.
But if it's an extension of the Arkham games, I'm betting they're gonna go world, because that's been like their like bread and butter. It's just like, we're gonna make a big city,
especially on
we're
the
gonna
third
roam
one.
around it, and there's a bunch of little stuff to do around that city.
Especially in Arkham Knight, right? Did Arkham Knight have like all these like different missions like that you could do, like RPGs do, where they have like all these several different missions that you can go to?
Not really with like the same villain. I mean, you had like a separate game that was like not within the open world format, that was like you could launch missions that would, you know, fight. It was combat stuff where it was like fight and only use melee or whatever shit like that. You could level up and fight villains, but this looks like it's probably going to be more something along the normal gameplay of like, you're going around the city trying to fight off Brainiac's troops and stuff, and you'll run into big crowds or a big monster you're gonna have to fight, that type of thing.
Yeah, so I'm really curious about how it's actually gonna play and how it's gonna look. I mean, I can only assume it's probably gonna be like what we played in the Arkham games, but kind of like more broad. I'm actually kind of surprised that the Gotham Knights game kind of looks more similar to the Arkham games as far as like gameplay style. Then I mean, this we didn't see any gameplay, so we can't really judge that. But
Montreal did work on like Origins and
oh, that's right,
one of the other Arkham games. So maybe that one's kind of going more the route of like Arkham like action combat, whereas this one's probably going more like a shooter combat based on the fact that every character in it has some type of gun.
Do you think, Richard, this is gonna play like Remnant? Not necessarily
like a third-person shooter, you mean?
More, I guess, because it did have, well, maybe that's not the right game to go off of. Like maybe a mix of, I guess, third-person shooter with the Arkham kind of gameplay style. Since they're set in the same universe, I can only assume that they're gonna be.
Yeah, I could see like the melee combat maybe being the Arkham style, and perhaps they're introducing like guns to the game in order to kind of build this new gameplay system so that they can have two really well done gameplay systems, and they're just building on top of their old one.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking on Twitter. I'm just looking at what people are saying, and someone actually pointed out a 2022 release for Suicide Squad gives them distance for Marvel's Avengers, which is seemingly a similar game. And honestly, that I didn't even think about that. It's actually really similar. Although, how do you guys think that they can actually stand out from being labeled as like, oh, this is just Avengers but in DC, that game Avengers but in DC?
I mean, there's not a lot of ways. Both are like, I think the open world aspect is what's going to set it apart. I think for what I've seen so far with Avengers, it's very like, all right, you're going to be at the aircraft, and then if you want to continue the campaign, launch in to the campaign, rather than what Arkham's been, which is like you launch in and then you do stuff.
Yeah, you're
completely immersed in the world the whole time.
Yeah, because
also I feel like this one's not going to be an RPG. Because I think that's kind of like the vibe they're going for with Knights, but I don't think this one's trying to be like a skill point, build your character over time. It's going to be, you get Harley at the beginning and you play as Harley, and maybe you get some gadgets, but this one looks more to be like an action game.
And that actually, I'm down for that though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm down for more linear than an open world thing too, because like I said, there's a lot of open world games, and at least it feels like there's a lot of open world games, or you know, you can't dig around like a games or at new games and not find something that's open world. Like I mean, we could just name open world games from right now, like especially Grand Theft Auto 5, because it's going to be coming out on the PS5. And then Cyberpunk 2077, and then I think The Witcher 3 is you know, there's just so many open world games, and I'm kind of like, Really? More? Like, well, what more can we do to improve stuff on open world games? I'm tired of them, in my opinion. And I guess Arkham Knight also, but I didn't play Arkham Knight, so I can't necessarily say like if they had a different type of open world than like Grand Theft Auto or Cyberpunk is gonna be, or anything else like that. So yeah.
I think the main problem with open worlds is, oh sorry. Do you want to? Okay. Is that a lot of games, like if you played the old Assassin's Creed games, every single game that came out, they're like an even bigger open world, but then you play it and it's a lot of big, open, empty space.
Yeah.
Whereas like, you said you didn't play the Arkham games very much, so the good thing about those games is that their worlds are open, but they're extremely like built. There's a lot of stuff to do like on different levels of the world, rather than just like, all right, and here's a giant valley that you have to cross to get to the next area.
What were you gonna say, Thomas? We keep interrupting you.
It was just that I think like open world games can be very fun or very, very repetitive, and like it's about how well they can design it. And for the Arkham team so far, the only one I was like less of a fan of was the Origin one. Of course, that was made by different people, but
yeah.
It's about your interaction within that world. It's not necessarily, for me at least, like I could play 1,000 open world games if it actually meant I felt immersed in it.
Right.
There's some that I'm like, I don't feel immersed in the story. I just feel like I'm in an open world. Like Destiny's kind of like just shoot, run around. Whereas like the Arkham games are like, I'm in Gotham, flying around Gotham. There's the Wayne Tower. There's like, and so it makes the game much more immersive, and like you feel a part of it if it's created well. But bad open world games make like a bad name for open world games.
Yeah. I was gonna say, but you actually kind of have a good point. For an open world game to be set in a city, like Gotham or Metropolis, even, there's only so much you can do to actually change it to like make it interesting. Like how many times am I going to turn a corner and see the same exact kind of building, the same exact kind of street? Like, granted, in real life, like if you go to New York, like each street is actually pretty different, even though they are similar but also different. And so I'm just like, but if they did it well in Arkham Knight, then that puts all those concerns like to the side, pushes all of those concerns to the side, because I'm like, oh yeah, actually I trust them.
A huge portion though has to be how you traverse, because like you could have a very well made world that you're in. If your traversal sucks ass, nobody's gonna want to play that. So like the Sony Spider-Man was a great example of like, obviously the city's set up really, really well, but the traversal keeps you so ingrained that it doesn't feel like it's taxing to go. It's not like I need to go from one side of the city to the other and it's just going to take forever. It's like, no, this is fresh. You can move around quickly. There's different ways of traversing. So I think as long as they're able to do that as well with the Suicide Squad game, if it was open world, having traversal be unique to each player would be a very easy way to keep it fresh too.
Yeah. I mean, we saw which character has a jetpack?
That was Deadshot.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was Deadshot. Deadshot.
Deadshot. And then Harley Quinn has a grapple.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has a grapple or a zipline thing. I'm replaying the trailer just to have it on in the background, so the chat can have something to watch instead of just my lovely face.
I think King Shark jumps. I think he's a.
King Shark seems like he could be like. Not like how Black Widow jumps in the Avengers game, but like the Hulk, how he can kind of jump. But
yeah, Boomerang's got some weird like zoom things.
Yeah.
Like that was interesting. I've never seen Captain Boomerang have a power, so I don't know if that's gonna be some tech thing that he has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess it's like a teleportation boomerang.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea, and I mean in the Arkham universe is.
I think they actually showed that he threw something and it had like a blue aura to it, and it kind of spun around like a boomerang as it was flying. We'll see it when he.
Yeah. I mean, okay. So my one of my things is with Deadshot, like he never misses, right?
Yeah.
So like like Richard said earlier, like do we have aimbot? Like is it Like, he never misses, right? So, all right, hold on. He throws it, and
Maybe
then
if you miss,
he
you
teleports.
just do minimal damage.
Yeah, maybe. But I just saw Captain Boomerang throws it, and then he teleports.
Dope.
So,
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I
So
think Deadshot's gonna be, you can lock on and stuff, and you can get extra damage. Like if he shoots like his wrist blasters, those are gonna be weak, just kind of spray and pray. And then he has it where he pulls out a sniper. You can line up some shot, and I'm betting it'll like lock on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because with Deadshot, like, that's his thing. His thing is like he never misses, and so it's like, well, what if we do?
yeah, that's a hard thing for them to live up to. Like,
exactly. So that's where I'm kind of like, about Deadshot, even though I do want to play as him. A little bit more than Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn, I was gonna say this, Keegan's gonna hate me for this, but Keegan said Harley's his favorite character, but for me, I feel like ever since the movie came out, Harley's been a little overplayed.
Oh, so you're judging a game based off of a movie that's separate from
What? No. I'm saying the whole, like, I'm Harley Quinn, I'm gonna say something. That's not her accent. But I'm gonna say...
But you don't say that about Batman.
I'm gonna say something really funny.
I mean, actually you did, but...
Well, I mean, Batman's Batman. I mean, that's what we've gotten used to for years and years and years and years and years now. But the thing is, with Harley, I just feel like Harley is... They're really feeding into, like, I'm really funny and I'm gonna kill the bats. It's like,
I think it's that she's turned into Deadpool. She's
yeah, that's it.
Being her own character and turned into, like, hey, we need a character like Deadpool. Who's
Yeah.
like that? Let's turn Harley into that.
Yeah,
It's like, that's exactly what Harley's been dumbed down. I hate to tell you this.
Yeah,
Harley was way more over the top for so long. Even the animated series, she was so over the top. This is her dumbed down to much more realistic standards. Like, this isn't her over the top. Her over the top is when she's like falling for Joker, even though she's getting kicked out of windows, and she's like
an abusive relationship.
New York accent. Like, it goes deep into like way over the top stuff. That this is just like, this is actually her, I think, pretty dumbed down. Like,
is it?
Realistic.
Yeah, I actually think this looks like a good version of Harley.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, this might be the definitive edition of Harley. I mean, Margot Robbie's Harley is actually great. I loved Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey was fantastic, and her, and
But, like,
I really like her. And also, you can tell that they're starting to model all the Harley Quinn stuff based off of her, except for like the adult animated series that they have of Harley Quinn out. But yeah, you can totally tell that they're really like aiming towards like, oh no, this is like looks like Margot Robbie or any of those other actresses that look the same. Yeah, I really like the designs of all the other characters though. Okay, but I don't know anything about King Shark. Literally, when I saw this morning, because this morning they also revealed the Suicide Squad, the movie that James Gunn is doing, and they have all these characters. They have so many characters in it, and that's like King Shark, and I was just like, who? So I don't know who King Shark is. I don't know what his deal is, but he looks cool. I mean, sharks are cool. So
yeah.
I'm just like, what's so unique about him? Except that he's a giant talking shark.
I mean, nothing more than that, like, what makes...
Nothing more than a giant talking shark?
The Hulk or the Thing or Abomination, like, they're all the same.
Okay.
Like,
except he has a Gatling gun.
His thing is just that he's a giant shark. I'm guessing what they're going to bring to the table with him is, we've already seen his personality. He brings, like, the comedy. Yeah, Captain Boomerang does a little bit, kind of in a lazy way, but Shark is very, like... He's a fan of people, and like he geeked out over Superman, so like that's.
And he also geeked out over Will Arnett.
Yeah, like for whatever reason.
Okay, so he's more of the like goofy, almost comedic. No, they're all kind of comedic in their own way, like comedic relief.
Yeah, they each have their own
don't...
style. Like Deathstroke or Oh my gosh, Deathstroke bouncing between everything. Deadshot is very dry humor. He's like, I'm the leader, that type of bullshit. Harley's Harley. Freaking. They're all gonna have their own little bits, but I like that he's like he's the big guy, but he's like innocent.
Okay.
Almost.
It's kind of funny because if you watched the Harley Quinn show, that's kind of the he's kind of like a version of the Clayface in that show, where Clayface in that show is like a thespian.
Oh really?
King Shark is also in that show and actually is one of the more popular characters out of that show. and they kind of made him like a thug in this, but have a Clayface's kind of persona from that show.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
And then Boomerang is just kind of like, I mean, we saw in like the little interview or whatever that they had with Will Arnett that he's like trying to talk, but everyone is talking over him. He was like which I kind of like.
I'm just wondering if Will Arnett is related to the game in some way, because I don't.
Why him?
He wasn't part of the rest of this whole DC thing, right?
I mean, he was Lego Batman.
But like, I don't think they're gonna have him.
He's Lego
He
Batman.
wasn't an announcer for other stuff that they showed today, was he?
No, it was just
no.
just for that one.
So yeah, I wonder how he's connected to the game, or if they just got him because they just wanted
Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Oh.
I think so. I really like
Do
that
you
Superman.
I like that Superman reveal too. And like
They actually,
we
if
even
you
saw
look at
the poster,
or like the image that they showed earlier today. It's Superman is like kind of faded into that background.
Wait, which image?
Like the white image they showed earlier.
Oh, you mean the
X is on its head.
Oh yeah. That was revealed like a couple weeks ago, I think. Let me actually pull it up for everyone so that way they can see as well. Yeah, no, that one. You can kind of tell like his eyes were also kind of like a little off, and you didn't exactly know like what's going on, like you know. That was good. Yeah.
Just with like the purple light in general, yeah.
Yeah, you can totally tell with there we go. Sorry, chat. You can totally tell with like right here around his eyes that they're kind of purple. Like there's something going on around like his hair and stuff too. You could just see.
Orbit said something interesting in chat.
What did they say? It's weird because it's weird because Harley said that she wants to kill the Bat and Batman is dead. So is it Damian Wayne? Oh, that's true, huh? I had Arkham. I had Arkham
Knight. He got killed. So
yeah.
Himself.
Unless they're
I got it spoiled
continuation,
for me,
he obviously didn't.
Yeah, we know he didn't, but he made it to the public that he killed himself.
So either this takes place after he's made his return, or it's that new Batman that we saw at the end of Arkham Knight, which was whoever took up that mantle, which probably would be Nightwing or.
What were you guys?
Azrael was a theory.
What were you guys saying about even though a character dies, that they have a way of coming back in the DC universe? Always. So do you think do you think because of that aspect on itself, do you think you'll see like Joker again or anything like that? Especially since this is Suicide Squad. Although anything with Suicide Squad, they're trying to like pull away from Joker. Even though Joker,
Suicide Squad always kind of has the one thing though, where like Harley almost betrays the group because Joker meddling in it. So
because of what?
There's a possibility he'll appear, but we don't know.
He's always like he's always like the temptation or whatever that someone trips her up, or she does betray, or she doesn't, or
right.
or she puts his face in that shot.
I'm trying to look for more info, but I mean, what we saw was basically the only info that's out. There's like no press release that, as far as I can see, or anything like that. Because we got more of a hard like press release and stuff from the Arkham Knights trailer. So, I mean, I'm down for all this. Like this, both games look great. I'm really hyped for Arkham Knights, I think, more than Suicide Squad. I do like how they're trying to take like a more of a comedic, like lighter approach to Suicide Squad. I mean, that's kind of what it's known for too. So I'm down.
It's daytime in the game. That's what's gonna be wild. Is Gotham is always night, dark, and broody, and this is gonna be bright and like upbeat, quick.
I mean, Metropolis was always like that in general. Like in any medium with Gotham and Metropolis, Gotham is always like, it's literally nighttime all the time. You wake up, it's nighttime. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, it's always like daytime. It's, you know, basically like inspiring in a way because it's Superman. I mean, you know, Superman saves the day all the time. But meanwhile, Gotham's just like, you know, the exact opposite.
It's raining every day.
Wasn't there was something wasn't there something I don't know if it was a comic or a movie or something like that, where basically Gotham and Metropolis were literally like next to each other, but they were separated by like a river or a bay or something like that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that was
you
like
know
a
what I'm
fan
talking
art.
about, right?
Batman versus Superman.
Was it fan art?
Batman No, it was Batman vs Superman, and they
That's right.
showed that at one point they're like, you have to go over there and fight the bat, and it's like across a river, and you're like, what the? What?
It's like, why? The clouds literally stop halfway to the river.
It's just like a glass wall there that they just.
Yeah.
I want to see Superman flying over there, and he runs into it.
Like as he's flying, just goes right. Yeah. One thing I do like is this is a continuation of the Arkhamverse, so that a lot of the threads and storylines you're going to see come to fruition in the game. So, were there any like loose threads that they didn't tie up in the Arkham games?
Oh shoot, I'm trying to remember like ending of Arkham Knight. There was a lot of like Red Hood stuff at the end of Arkham Knight. Like he ended up leaving being the Arkham Knight, and then he's like he's wearing Red Hood stuff, and he's definitely Red Hood at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they do anything with Red Hood here, because with licensing, I don't know if you can have Red Hood in this and have it in the other game.
That's what I was gonna say too. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like,
Well,
I don't
since
know
they're
which
both
characters they'll pull on.
published by Warner Brothers, I don't think they would.
I don't
use the character.
Yeah, I don't think they don't mind. It's not like a Sony situation where they basically own Spider-Man.
Well, like,
it's more
for
of a,
example,
it's more like,
Spider-Man's in an Insomniac game and a Square Enix game.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like,
but it's only exclusive to one console, you know. Because that's
this
just
is gonna,
that's just
it would
the deal.
directly pull them away. Imagine hearing like, oh, the Red Hood in Arkham Knights, that's where it's at. But God, they have one in Suicide Squad, but he's trash. Like, that's not the good one. Like,
Yeah, I kind of assume that because both of these games, granted, Gotham Knights is coming out next year compared to Suicide Squad, which is coming the year after, which is also good that they're not doing like two DC games in one year. Rocksteady is also taking their time with this one. I mean, they've been working on it for so long, and then they're gonna have, you know, in a couple years, we're gonna have an awesome game. So,
I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I think they did a departure. I think what they're going to do with Suicide Squad is an aggressive departure from the Bat family. They focus solely on making these characters really good, because like, if I were, Montreal, that company, I would be so nervous about putting out a product that involved the Bat family, knowing that there's another, the legendary Rocksteady who has put their stamp on it is also doing it. So I would negotiate around that somehow, and then they would probably be like, all right, well, we have all our Bat family stuff going to Montreal folks, and then we're going to have this new Suicide Squad stuff, which is fresh and new, going to Rocksteady, and they're going to put their stamp on it. Kind of like how CW did the Flash and Arrow, where it was like, here's our dark, gritty one, here is our nice, light, shiny one.
Yeah.
And so that frees up Rocksteady to not mess around with the Bat family and not have to deal with that, because they have Suicide Squad, you're going to have Amanda Waller, you're going to have Superman already, you're gonna have that type of thing. So I don't know how far they'll dip in.
You guys were also people in the chat were also talking about the they hope that Batman shows up in some form in Gotham Knights, but it's like, would Batman show up in Gotham Knights if he shows up in Suicide Squad, or vice versa?
See,
What do you think?
I don't know if they're gonna dip. I think Suicide Squad is such a, like, we're moving away from it. I don't know if they're gonna
Moving
dip
away
into
from Batman, but the thing is, also in that little interview that they had, quote unquote, with Will Arnett, Harley was like, "I get to kill the bats," and it's like, so does he still exist in this
universe? I feel like
universe?
they have to have the big three, which is like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. But Batman.
Well, they also have the Flash.
Like a main focus.
They who was it? Captain Boomerang also mentioned, like, even the Flash. It's like, yeah.
Those
and
are their
Green
like
Lantern
main
has
villains.
the balloon jump. Yeah.
Green Lantern has what?
Those are their counterparts, basically.
Yeah. And so I think they're gonna mention them. I don't know how far they'll go into it.
But it does say kills the Justice League, so I don't see it as being like only Superman or like only.
It's the whole group.
And if it's Justice
true,
League,
actually.
then like I said, it has to have like the big three, which is, you know, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman.
And then they're also including the Flash for sure, because I mean, they
Flash will
mentioned
be
it.
in
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Dang,
Flash.
I forgot it was all against the
Green
Justice
Lantern
League. They were
has
for
that
sure in there.
balloon that's at the beginning, so I think that suggests Green Lantern is a key.
Wait, a
character, too.
balloon? Hold on, what?
at the beginning when they're all just sitting on the balcony, it shows a balloon that King Shark pops and it's Green Lantern.
It was Batman.
There was 2.
Batman is next to it.
Oh,
So
really?
I think they kind of gave away all the characters that'll be in it. It'll
Hold
probably
up.
be like.
Do you think that there are actually hints? Hold on, let's go back and look at it. Do you think that there's actually hints of like, oh, this character's gonna be in it, this character's gonna be in
King
it?
Shark also mentions Aquaman, so I think that's like 6. We might have like Martian Manhunter if they're going with like the original cartoon.
Dude, this would be a big one to take on.
Yeah.
That would be, if they've got all of those, that would be gnarly.
Harley's fingers, yada yada yada.
I think basically anyone that's mentioned in the trailer or shown in that video call with Will Arnett is probably a superhero that's going to make an appearance.
I can only assume. So. Okay. You guys mentioned. Wait, who talks about Aquaman? Was it King Shark?
Yes.
What does he say? I guess I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember what he says, but oh no, he says he's the true ruler of Atlantis when he's talking about Aquaman. So he's like.
Because this was all just banter. They were oh, there's the Green Lantern balloon. I just saw it. Okay. That's.
Did he say the ruler of Atlantis or the 7 seas? 'Cause I heard him, or like the oceans.
He might have said. Yeah, he might have said.
I'm listening.
I'm the true ruler of the 7 seas. And
I believe I can translate. Boomerang has a concussion from the enemy you missed in our last encounter.
Oh, and also a quick little thing. King Shark like teases Deadshot about like that enemy you missed. So it's like, oh, maybe he's actually not doing so well. So us as a player, like we can miss.
Yeah. I mean, that's the tough part. Is like they're so because they don't have like super. I mean, they do have super powered people like King Shark, but when they do have like humans, that are phenomenally good at their job. They're phenomenally good at it. Like Batman is basically not even human, and like Deadshot's one of those where it's like his thing is that he's just insanely fucking accurate. He doesn't miss, and that the only person he's missed is Batman, and that's supposed to speak volumes to how good Batman is. But as soon as you make him be like, I'm missing 99% of my shots, then it kind of falls apart.
Ooh. Yeah.
maybe you get an automatic mission fail if you miss too many times as a Deadshot.
Oh yeah.
It just says you are not Deadshot.
Yeah, it just kicks you out. It moves you to one of the other four, like.
And just like in Grand Theft Auto, instead of saying like dead or Red Dead 2, it just says failure. You're not Deadshot.
Just does the Dark Souls text.
Over.
You suck.
Orbit said, "I really want to poison Ivy, but she died in night." Spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh, I avoided so many spoilers, but you know what? It's my own fault for not playing it.
Yeah.
Like I knew Joker died because I mean in the trailer it's just like all of a sudden he's on fire and it's like, oh, it's an incinerator.
So I wonder if Batman in this this game would be using fear toxin, since that's kind of the teaser at the end of Night as well.
Who did
so
Batman?
That's a big question. Is if he, like, they never have revealed who that Batman at the end of Arkham Knight. They've done Protocol Nightfall. The house blows up. He's presumably dead, but he's not, of course. And then at the end, it's like an alleyway, and there's Batman, and there's like these criminals, and they're like, "Did you hear the news? Batman's dead. We're not scared of you." And then all of a sudden, the fucking Batman levitates, and like bats come flying out, and it's this terrifying fear toxin image. And they've never shown or said who that is, who took up the mantle.
That makes me think it'd be Azrael, just because like I don't see like Nightwing or like Tim Drake or like any of them using fear toxin, but Azrael I would totally see using fear toxin.
Absolutely. And then it just becomes like how he got it to them. But if that would be, a lot of it's just like when Harley says we're gonna kill the Bat, the reason she has such a thing for killing Batman is because he killed Joker. So like in her mind, that's why it's that Batman. It's not Tim Drake Batman. It's not. So like I don't know, and especially if somebody's alive here, which is gonna be the one they're fighting? Like has Bruce come out of death and been like, oh, original Batman's back? What the hell? Or
like I'm good.
Because like Harley would know. Like if you run into this new one.
Oh shit.
I mean, it actually can't even be that far in the future because Harley is still, you know, like relatively young in this.
Yeah.
They dropped the Batman trailer with Robert Pattinson. Apparently, it's great. I don't want to watch it on the stream because I want to focus on the game.
Yeah.
But we can watch it later. I retweeted it, so I can watch it later. That looks dope. I'm curious what people are saying about Suicide Squad. Because we got 2 years to figure out a plan. No rush. No gameplay, no excitement. Gotham Knights has me worried with some odd changes, so I'm skeptical about this one. I heard this was set in the Arkham series, but that can't be right because that's definitely not Deadshot. Did Deadshot already appear in the Arkham series?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's a excellent point. Holy crap. Yeah, that's not Deadshot.
Oh.
That's a really good point. We saw him back in Arkham City for sure, and it was Floyd Lawton, and it was a white man. So they've either pulled they've either been like, this is who it is now, we're moving forward and accepting that this is a change, and nobody's gonna recasting somebody, or yeah.
Or is it does Deadshot have in the DC universe, does Deadshot have I guess similar to Robin with him becoming Nightwing or even Batman?
There are two different known really popular versions of Deadshot, but they never coexist.
Okay, I was gonna say, because are they basically is there more than just one person that's Deadshot? Like how
Floyd Lawton,
Robin could be Dick Grayson and so on.
I haven't seen anybody else. I've seen kind of like Nick Fury, where it's still Nick Fury, but they've changed
from a white guy to Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, and so I've seen that, but I haven't seen somebody else stepping into the mantle of Deadshot as actually Deadshot.
I meant just another character in general as that hero. I just haven't seen that or anything. Okay, so everyone is freaking out about the Batman. That's literally the only thing that's on my Twitter right now is the Batman. Cool. Let's see. All right, did you guys have anything else to say about Gotham Knights?
Nah.
I'm glad we saw gameplay of it.
All of it, yeah. That was. I was impressed by it.
Yeah, out of both of these, I'm glad that we saw gameplay for at least one. Because if they were just both CGI trailers, I would have been like, really? Come on.
Yeah.
You can't especially Rocksteady, you can't just tease for so long that you're doing something. Or even WB Montreal with not saying and also saying that there's a Court of Owls kind of theme going on, and then just not having anything else. Orbit says, I was expecting Deathstroke in the Suicide Squad. Do you mean the Suicide Squad movie or the game? Because there's two Suicide Squad things that came up today. Which, by the way, I feel like casual fans are going to be so confused by everything with both Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad the game, and then Suicide Squad the movie. I feel like people are just going to be so confused. And especially with the movie being named The Suicide Squad when we already had Suicide Squad, the movie. So I feel like people are just going to be, the general audience anyway, is just going to be completely confused.
I wonder if it's going to play a easy to hop in, because really it's all the crazy little backstories that we know that it definitely enhances it, but you don't really need to know that to kick ass at Barbara Gordon, or to play as Harley Quinn and know that oh, I have a big sledgehammer, I need to hit the bad guy.
Right.
I think they'll probably do a good job of
giving
us
a good guy.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. I think. Is there anything else you guys wanted to see that you didn't see, or that you are hoping to see within the next year or so? That I can only assume that we're not going to see anything for Suicide Squad the game until probably around E3 time next year, or even. Well, Gamescom is coming up next Thursday, but I don't think they would show any gameplay for it that soon after a reveal. Plus, if it's coming out in 2022, they might not even have something ready. So, I don't know.
I want to see more villains. I want to see more villains for Arkham Knights. I want to see, because we got a good look at Freeze, but I want to see who else they're going to throw into there.
Yeah, I mean, Orbit was asking what dream villains we have in mind for Arkham, or for Arkham Knights. But I can't really say much myself, only because I have a very general knowledge of Batman. Like, I know of Joker, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Riddler.
I mean, I gotta say, like, mine would be Bane, but
Bane.
not just like just Bane, like a true Bane, like one that is
Luchador.
getting jacked on. What's the?
You mean like
Venom? And there's his. Oh, it is Venom.
Yeah.
Getting jacked on Venom, and then also being so smart that he just becomes like this terrifying person.
Do you mean
you never get that? It's always he's either really buff and stupid, or really smart and not very strong.
Venom.
Yeah. Like Tom Hardy's, you mean?
Yeah, Tom Hardy was cool, but like it wasn't a Bane.
But he's not. Yeah, like he was.
It's what I always say about that movie. It's a fantastic superhero movie, but it's an awful Batman movie.
I wish they had the balls to just be like, "Hey, this is our new villain that we just created." I would have been like totally on board. Yep, hell yeah, good for you guys for creating this. But absolutely, I think showing a good, they got it a little bit in. I think it was Arkham Origins. They got him a tiny bit where he was like kind of planning things out. But like, yo, there's not a lot to make Bane Bane. One is he's a luchador. He's got Venom, and he's so goddamn smart. Like, that's it. Just get all three of those,
like,
and you got it.
He's almost equivalent to Joker in the whole, like, he is Batman's arch nemesis. Like, when it's not Joker, it's Bane. So it's, like, surprising how little screen time he gets nowadays, and when he does, it's, like, not Bane.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Do you think later on they're only going to have... do you think with Suicide Squad, we're only going to stick to these 4 characters? Or do you think we're going to go on to more? Yes. Or do you think like they're going to go the way of Avengers, where with DLC you're going to be able to play as all these other different characters? Because like I know for the Suicide Squad, there's like with the movie, like they showed all these different characters like Polka Dot Man. But like I mean, this article that I found on denofgeek.com is basically saying, but now the studio has access to the full roster of Suicide Squad members throughout DC history. The team can finally explore some of the comics' most zany and ridiculous baddies. Captain Boomerang, which is in there, Mirror Master, Thinker, Ragdoll, KG Beast, and so many more. The studio could even throw in some DC C-listers like in there, like Condiment King, Kite Man, Weather Wizard, and Crazy Quilt. Which I always forget about those guys. They're ridiculous. But yeah, for right now, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, and King Shark. So, do you guys think we're gonna see other characters like to play as, or to even just like see outside of Justice League and the core 4 that we're gonna be playing as?
I feel like this is gonna be more of like a linear narrative game
than like open world.
I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
Because not open world, but I mean the story. Like it's gonna be like you start at point A and you go to point B. Not like there's not gonna be a lot of branching paths.
Yeah, because I don't want it to be, I guess, similar to Avengers, to where like, oh, you have all these characters that you can play as, and you can have so many different interactions, but at the core it's still the same game. I wouldn't want that, only because I guess I would want them to flesh out like those 4 characters the most, and like see like the vast differences in each of their gameplay elements, as far as like Harley Quinn with her bat or zipline or whatever she has, Deadshot, damn it, Deadshot with his shooting mechanics, Captain Boomerang with his teleporting and his the boomerang, and then with King Shark being, you know, basically a brawler character. I'm hoping they flesh out those more out of each character, and also having it be co-op at the same time, so that way you can, you know, have so much happening, other than like bringing in all these other extra characters and like kind of like half-assing it, because that feels like kind of what Avengers is doing, because they leaked that that DLC character list leaked, and like, you know, bringing on the people that you already know, like Black Panther and Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch, Winter Soldier, etc. You know, think of a Marvel character, they're probably going to be in the DLC. But my thing is, they're having so many of those characters that it's like, are you actually going to flesh out each one of these characters with their own gameplay mechanics, or are you going to just half-ass them and basically be like, oh yeah, Winter Soldier plays like Black Widow, or
well, I think that's kind of like a thing
War
that
Machine
might be
plays like Iron
necessary
Man.
for Avengers, though, because like if you don't make more characters that play the same as others, it's like during the Avengers beta, I even said it like you were playing Black Widow the whole time, and I was like, man, I kind of want to try Black Widow.
Sorry,
but no, it's fine. But like if they introduce Winter Soldier, maybe he is kind of like a stand-in for Black Widow, so that people like that don't want to play that hero can play someone like that.
That makes sense.
Right.
And also, like, the Marvel has so many, like, iconic characters, especially now with the MCU that people love.
Yeah.
Like, some people are really diehard fans of Winter Soldier, so they're gonna play as Winter Soldier. They're not gonna play as any other character. But with this one, it's like you're kind of forced to do one of these 4 characters, and they're not exactly well known. Like, not a lot of people. Like, I could go out and ask, like, oh, do you know who Harley Quinn is? Yeah. Do you know who Polka Dot Man is? Who? It's like, so yeah, I'm hoping they flesh out
I
each
think this
character.
game is a lot more of a narrative. I think if anything, Gotham Knight might be more similar to Avengers, but this one's just like a narrative game.
Gotham Knights, I don't think they're gonna add any extra characters in though. Besides like the 4 that we already have too.
No, yeah.
That's
I just mean, like
both of these are actually more traditional in that kind of sense, aren't they? Both of them. With Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad. With playing as like, oh, you have these 4 characters, you can choose which character you want to hop in, and then you can switch between them. Maybe this one doesn't have like a leveling up mechanic like Gotham Knights does with like a level 12 Batgirl compared to level 4 Robin or whatever. And this one's just like Grand Theft Auto-esque, where it's basically like, oh no, you have this and this and this and this. You're not leveling up or anything like that, or adding extra gear or anything. Which I kind of like. That's more traditional action games. So, yeah.
Real quick, Orbit mentioned that at the end of Origins, Amanda Waller gives Deathstroke a contract, but the end of Origins is like the earliest game. So Origins took place, it's supposed to take place before Arkham Asylum.
Origins was a prequel. That's why it's called Origins.
It was all the way
Arkham
back there, but it was a
Origins.
separate studio, so it was a little weird and different. Yeah.
I have it. I mean, some people really like it, some people don't, and I do want to play it and check it out eventually.
It was what it was.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I do want to... I own it on something. I have, like, my entire list. I know I have it. I have all of them. But I have all the Arkham games. I've only touched them for, like, maybe an hour each. And I'm like, that's it? I do want to play the Arkham games eventually. So, chat, if you guys want to actually see me play some Batman Arkham games, let me know, because I would like to play through them before Suicide Squad comes out. Granted, I have 2 years to do that. But, you know, it'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, Asylum, City, Night, Origins, Origins Black Gate, and VR. I have all of them. Origins I actually have on Steam. Okay, cool. So I can stream that very easily. I can stream all of them really easily. Wonderful. So we'll have to do that eventually. Yeah, if you guys would like to see the Arkham game, me play through the Arkham games for my first time, I would love to do that. Because those are games that, like, I always see them and I'm like, I want to play you, but I know you take way too long. But yeah, I need to dive into those. That's like on my shame game list. Because Arkham Asylum is... How old is Arkham Asylum? Came out on 360. Arkham Asylum game release date. 2009. Literally, they've been building this franchise. We thought it was going to end with Arkham Knight. It's kind of like with Halo, where it's like, oh no, actually, Master Chief is fine. In Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Infinite. Yeah. And so now they're kind of doing that with the Arkham games. And that's actually kind of cool. I actually really like that. Except we're not playing as Batman. Good. I do like how they're diving into it. I probably already mentioned this, but I do like how they're diving into more of the universe and seeing where it goes from here. So
that's good. Both of them.
Both of them look great. Which one are you guys more excited for? I guess.
I gotta say Suicide Squad. I think. Kind of surprised me. I thought I was gonna be more into Arkham.
Okay. What
I would say the Gotham Knights simply because it's an RPG, and that's kind of more.
That's more up your alley. Yeah, it looks more like RPG mixed with hold on. RPG mixed with action gameplay. It did remind me of the Arkham games though, which I'm not mad about at all. So I'm curious exactly how much RPG elements they're gonna throw in there. If it's gonna be as much as like Avengers, or if it's going to be, you know, more or less just kind of like
considering they
subtle.
did say that like the bosses will change based on your level and what you have, I feel like it sounds like they're trying to make it where you can like really build these characters out with different kits.
Yeah.
Actually play this in the background while we chat. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Gotham Knights. Probably a little bit more, only because we've actually seen gameplay of it now, and like looking at it, I'm like, this is one, it's gorgeous. Two, it looks really fun, and it's co-op. It's only 2-player co-op. I found out it's not 4-player.
Yeah.
And so I do like that also because it's not as chaotic as like Avengers. Because Avengers, like when we were playing, we were just like button mashing and chatting, and there was really nothing else that we could do. I guess. Yeah. it was more
very like player based. Like it changes between. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think I'm more excited for Arkham. Or not Arkham. I keep saying Arkham. Gotham Knights. Mainly because just it's coming out next year, but also not only because it's coming out next year, but also because it looks so dope. Orbit says, "Do you reckon after Suicide Squad, do you think they're going to stop the Arkhamverse?" Well, if you notice in the dev when he was talking, I can't remember his name. He actually said this franchise, and I was like. So you're betting on Suicide Squad being a franchise? And this might be me just diving into it a little bit too deep. One, the Arkham franchise is already a thing, and so continuing it is, one, smart because people love the Arkham games. But also, me diving into it a little bit too much, there is a colon after Suicide Squad. It's not just called Suicide Squad. It's called Suicide Squad, kills the Justice League. Yeah. So it could be like... That could be alluding to more games set in the Suicide Squad verse with Arkham, and also the dev did say, you know, the franchise, and you already know that they're gonna make more because this game is gonna be a hit because Rocksteady hasn't put out a game for 5 years because they've been working on it. So I'm sure they're gonna make more Suicide Squad games after this one, because this one, depending on the reception, which I know it's probably going to be great, critically and commercially. But then again, I can't say that because we haven't seen any gameplay or anything like that. I need to get my hands on it to really get a solid opinion. But I know it's probably going to be successful no matter what because it's Rocksteady. Rocksteady can do no wrong. So I'm sure they're gonna make more, 100%.
Yeah. What's going to be interesting to see is. Obviously, the Suicide Squad games or game, or whatever it turns out to be, is focusing on them. And so if they do involve the Justice League, which does involve Batman, are they going to have Kevin, like Conroy, keep that continuity? Are they going to have somebody else doing an impression, kind of like they did Troy Baker with Joker? Like,
are they going to have like cameos?
Are they going to pretend like it's totally different and just be like, all right, we're going to, it's the same Batman or whatever if he still exists, and we're going to move on from that.
Or if I'm curious, like with voice acting wise, if they're gonna have like just cameos, and so because it's a cameo, this is me being in my actor mind. Are they just gonna have if Batman's role is vocal, is it gonna be just a cameo, or is it gonna be fully fleshed out? Is it gonna be a completely different character? So in that sense, if it's a cameo, are they just gonna get like a Kevin Conroy sound-alike, or are they gonna actually get Kevin Conroy to come in and say like a paragraph's worth of dialogue,
right?
Or are they just gonna have a sound alike that he sounds like Kevin Conroy, just like with Thomas, you sounded like Mark Hamill. Like they could probably just grab someone like you who can do a Mark Hamill impression very well and just do it that easily.
It's a bold move. They did that with Origins with having Troy Baker do Joker, and he did a really good job. But even then, there was a lot of like comparison type stuff. But I mean, all of that's also dependent on, are they still using Bruce Wayne's Batman? Yeah. Or are they going to find Batman and discover, wait a minute, this is
Damian Wayne.
This is Dick Grayson that stepped up to be Batman.
Dick Grayson or Damian or anything like that. Yeah, that's crazy. And DC has so many like different like mixed storylines and stuff to where it's like, which Batman is this? Which Robin is this? Which Green Lantern is this? You know, and so on. Does Flash have different people? Like Flash has Barry Allen and
yeah, he's Wally West.
There you
there's Barry Allen. There's Kid Flash, which is
isn't there a Reverse Flash too? Right?
Yeah, there's a Reverse Flash, which is like Eobard Thawne or other. There was like another Reverse Flash. So there's that Flash is kind of a mantle that gets passed down.
Right.
Eventually, it's like most of the time things get passed down. So there's been like 2 Supermen, technically.
Yeah. It's interesting. Oh, you mean like with Superman and Superboy?
Yeah, like Superboy has grown up and he has to take on the mantle of Superman.
Yeah, there's a lot of that more in DC than Marvel. A hell of a lot more. Because with Marvel, it's just like, oh no, he's just old now.
I mean, they're starting to move into that with like they had
with Falcon.
Thor him too, but also they had Thor is kind of
with Jane Foster.
Yeah.
So
which we're
they
gonna see
actually
in
have
Love
like
and
kind
Thunder.
of a joke comic in Marvel that explains it. It's if you have books being written about you, you stay the same age, and they end up finding a character that hasn't been written about in like 40 years, and she's aged 40 years.
Really?
So like, it's like a joke, but it's kind of like how they explain it away, because then, you know, the characters keep staying the same age, and they're like, yeah, that's how it works. Marvel's recently been getting into the whole, it's a one large continuity and time moves forward and everything, but yeah, that's kind of how they explained it away back in the day.
That's really interesting, and it's interesting how DC kind of like they just do whatever the hell they want. They're just like, oh yeah, the Batman, we're just gonna release that. What, no relation to the Justice League? Nope, it's Robert Pattinson. Oh, okay.
I mean, they do that with the Sony Spider-Man had nothing to do with Andrew Garfield, which had nothing to do with Tom Holland, which had nothing to do with Wayne Briars, which had nothing to do with.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it was just its own thing.
Avengers have nothing.
Nothing with the MCU.
It's because you most of the time you don't want to tie your film to a video game, because if one doesn't do successfully, it's going to reflect badly on the other.
And especially
like
especially
the comics thing too.
Yeah, especially continuity also, because like
It's
continuity,
each,
people are gonna get confused if they don't play the game.
Is its own world, basically.
Yeah. People try to find like the definitive which doesn't really exist. Just like if you're a comic book fan, there's no there's set worlds. There's like Earth 1, like there's specific Earths, but for the most part, it's like, okay, you go in it's kind of nice because you get a blank slate on a lot of these characters. Because it's like, yeah, it's Batman, but he's a vampire in this one. Ooh. Or like they just change shit up, and so it's the ability to kind of go in without being like, well, this isn't Robert Downey Jr.
This is Batman, but he's in a steampunk universe instead.
Yeah, and so it's more about like, okay, so you've established the table of this universe. Now, do your characters fit well within it?
Yeah, it's interesting how DC takes that kind of concept and they just run with it. They're just like, yeah, let's do it. I feel like they're trying to separate themselves from like the MCU and everything with that too, but it does confuses the hell out of the general public who's not into movies or comics or anything with continuity that we are into. Because like the general public, they're just gonna be like, but I thought Ben Affleck was Batman, or but I thought Michael Keaton was Batman, and so on and so forth.
Like, no,
Flashpoint's gonna fuck up everyone.
They keep recasting their characters within one universe, so I think that's more like
even though
need to like either reboot or like keep the actors for the same universe.
Reboot or just do a fresh movie. Or you mean
but
Batman too?
They said it was a reboot.
Batman
too,
like Joker.
They're recasting people in a same universe, and it's like, the only one that's like that in Marvel is really just the Hulk, where
or
each Hulk movie is like in the same. Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm. It does get difficult, like with when they're saying like when they're saying that they're tied together. That's where it becomes really confusing, and that's I think where we're gonna get confused with Suicide Squad, the game here, by saying that it's connected to Arkham. Everybody's gonna be like, okay, so if it's connected to Arkham, it's that Batman, it's that Joker, it's these characters. So if they try to stray in any way, that's gonna be confusing.
Yeah.
But going from Suicide Squad
like they already have with
and then to the game, I'm not like, that's, Deadshot. That's not Will Smith in the game, so that's not like I think a majority of people understand like this. Okay, it's a different medium, same characters, different mediums. People weren't like Jack Nicholson was the Joker, and then, but Heath Ledger doesn't look like Jack. People were like, okay, this is a different Joker.
A good Joker. Goddamn.
Like, people just switch it around. I think most people are kind of on board with that at this point.
I think they kind of understand it now.
Yeah.
People are more understanding of it now, but there's still the general audience that are just like, you know, the general audience as far as like they go and see a Marvel movie and they leave before the credits end, like, and they don't come back. You get what I mean by that?
I mean, that's kind of something that they can't really worry themselves with too much.
Oh, no, because
that's not going to be the people that come back to their next game and the next game.
Right.
Those are the people that are just going to play it for like an hour and then go, all right, that was fun.
They're the type of people that watch a Marvel movie and they're like, wait, who's that character? And you're like, that's Iron Man. Like, that's not the person that you're going to cater to.
He started this whole thing. What are you talking about?
Said, and I am Iron Man. Come on. Like,
wait, that's Iron Man? I thought the black guy was Iron Man. No.
It'll be interesting if we get the movies, but if we get there's like a young girl that takes over the mantle of Iron Man. She's like,
oh yeah. With they're trying to. There's a theory that what's her name from Black Panther? Black Panther.
Shuri?
Shuri, yes. That Shuri was going to become Iron Man, and I was like, yes, I could 100% see that because she is smart as hell, and she has, you know, all this technology in Wakanda, and she's like, they have like so advanced on everything, and so.
Why would you downgrade?
To Iron Man?
That's my only question is why would she be like, all right, I'm gonna downgrade? Because she came with all this tech, like the Vision. Brought in Vision, she's like, why didn't you just do it this better way? And they were like, we didn't. So she's gonna be like, we're gonna go from Black Panther, which is the cutting edge, awesome tech, and be like, I'll take up the mantle of Iron Man.
Well, like, no. What I'm saying is she could take up that mantle, but also bring with it like all this advanced technology and stuff.
Right. I get like it would be nice, but I think there's also such a disconnect between Black Panther universe and Iron Man. Like they very rarely run into each other.
Oh,
really.
yeah, 100%. And she didn't really get a lot of time with. Damn, also, that kind of kills it. You're right.
I feel like the way that they played it, like they're not gonna have like Iron Man as like the name Iron Man pass on as a mantle. It's like it's gonna stay like let's respect like the sacrifice he made. Iron Man saved the world, and his daughter might become like Iron Woman, but I don't think anyone will be Iron Man.
Or oh no, that's not what I mean. But or like Pepper might take that mantle or whatever. But that's Marvel. This is DC. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is all. Yeah.
But she's what?
Her name. She becomes Rescue, which is like.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about. I forgot her name completely.
Yeah. EMT. Man.
Ooh. All right. But that's Marvel. This is DC, which I know a hell of a lot more about Marvel than I do DC. Although, like I've said earlier, I mean both of these games look really, really dope. I'm super excited for both of these games. Yeah, I need to play the Arkham game so that way I can get caught up in a couple years for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And then Gotham Knights. Like, Gotham Knights, it just seems like you could just throw yourself into no matter what. Like, granted, like, I would like to know more backstory behind, like, each of these characters. Because I haven't seen much about Deathstroke or Batgirl. What was that?
Or were we lagging out? I don't think we ever went through those characters. I think that was back when it was lagging out.
Oh, yeah. I mean, granted, like, we already kind of know those characters in a way, but, like, there's not really much more we can say about them. Right?
Yeah, I mean, we all know Jason Todd's story and stuff. And,
Yeah. Because the little press release that I saw that Greg Miller posted was, where's it at? Oh no, there's a press release for Suicide Squad too. Should I read this? I should. Let's do it. So this is for Suicide Squad. Genre bending, action adventure shooter. So it is a shooter for sure. So it's like an action shooter. So I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's gonna be more akin to like maybe Uncharted in a way, or Arkham games, but like with shooting mechanics. And I just got your text, Thomas. Don't worry. Yeah, with 4 players and online co-op, I'm wondering if when you're playing as just one on yourself, if the other 3 are gonna be AI or if they're just not gonna be there.
Yeah, they said that's what would happen.
Yeah.
AI?
You'd have your team, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Whether or not there's people in there.
Oh, okay.
And they also said you can switch between them, so.
Right. So it's not like Grand Theft Auto, where like they're all the way in the, like the opposite side of the world, or whatever.
Switch between each other, right next to each other.
Like Lego, like the Lego games. You just walk up to each other and just like touch each other, and then you're that character. Yeah, basically. Yeah. So Keegan, this is open world. It says right there. Open world Metropolis. That's really cool. All right.
I want to go to the Daily Planet. Jeez, took me a while to get there, but yeah.
You want to go to the Daily Planet and then what? Unless it's already destroyed. I would assume it's probably already going to be destroyed because the entire city is already destroyed.
But the globe up top, we gotta watch it fall. It's a classic Superman trope.
That's true, unless it's already fallen. Unless Superman maybe Superman as taking over.
It's gonna
evil Superman goes and like takes it down himself.
Yeah, I think
that has to be there. If it's like a trope, then it has to.
Because it's always been that falls and he catches it, and that's kind of his like, ooh, it's wrong.
Oh, maybe since
on his head.
Maybe since he's all evil, they're gonna he's gonna like catch it and then he's gonna throw it at someone.
Yeah,
probably.
Or just laser it off and push it over.
Yeah. So it says the playable characters in Gotham Knights, Batgirl, Nightwing, Red Hood, Robin. So that already, says it to me that there's gonna be no extra DLC characters or anything. So yeah, I mean, there's really not much more except if you want to know their backstory, which I guess I could dive into like more of the animated series and stuff if I really want to know their backstory and such. But yeah, anyway, all right. So I think we covered just about everything, right, about these games. Yeah.
As much as we can.
We talked a lot. We talked for about 2 hours worth. I don't even know what the other live stream that apparently is still live for some reason that I hope no one's watching. I don't know how that one's live and this one's live at the same time. I don't understand it, and I was trying to figure that out, but I was like, well, whatever. But yeah, so I'm curious if wait, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I was curious about something, but now I don't remember what. But yeah, we covered just about everything, I think. But yeah, all right. The only thing I think we missed is how many impressions Thomas can do. How about we do that before we leave?
Oh my god.
How many DC impressions can you do? All right, strap in, everyone.
There's so.
So you have, your I think your expertise, like your best impressions, are probably Joker.
Yeah.
So we already heard you, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, I'm assuming you have Heath Ledger.
I do.
What other
man, I haven't done Heath Ledger's in a long time.
Well, now it's your time to test in front of 10 people.
I got these scars.
There we go.
My father was a drinker and a fiend. One day, he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy grabs a kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. Yeah, I can do the whole thing, but
I was gonna say you memorized this whole thing, didn't you?
I've done it many a time.
Many a time, your friends are just like, "Hey, can you do the thing?" Just like with annoying people to artists. It's like annoying people to artists, like, "Can you draw me?" Or "Can you sing?" If you're a singer.
Right now.
You're a voice actor. Do Joker. So sorry, Thomas. Anyway,
Batman's was always.
You're Kevin Conroy.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
That's Kevin Conroy?
Yeah.
I'll say that's Kevin Conroy. Orbit says he's so good. You have a new
I
fan.
don't know if I can do other. Oh, thanks, over.
Stop
really any other like.
I mean, like
classic-
the most iconic like DC voice.
The best Joker.
The best joke. I already did Mark Hamill. Sorry. What?
Jared Leto Joker.
Oh, oh my God, his
So bad.
my friend.
I only saw the Suicide Squad movie once, and I completely like forgot about Joker in that movie, Jared Leto's Joker, except that weird laugh, and that's it.
Yeah, I wanted more. So much got cut out. Like I would love to create more of an opinion.
Yeah.
So,
Can you do Joaquin Phoenix?
I can't. I haven't.
He's very like just normal, isn't he? Joaquin Phoenix.
He has a whole thing. What does he say in that therapy session?
It was more.
Yeah.
For him, it was more physical than it was actually like a voice, wasn't it? For Joaquin.
He has a voice that like it's very soft and like subtle.
Oh yeah, huh? Yeah. It's very.
He has
Go ahead.
Switched when he's Joker too. That like he has more upbeat energy, but I'm forgetting.
Oh yeah, because he's full blown crazy. Yeah, I only saw it once, but I own it. It's such a good movie. I love that movie. But yeah, all right. I think we've extended out from talking about the actual games to talking about whatever else. So I think that means that we're good here. All right. Well, anyway, I forgot to plug literally everything that I have, and I think we had a max of like maybe 15, 16 people, and I didn't plug anything, so go me. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this stream, I have a lot more coming up. I actually changed around this background this morning too. It's so cool. So this upcoming Wednesday, I'm actually going to be playing No Straight Roads, which is a brand new game coming out literally Tuesday, the 25th, from Metronomic, I don't know. But I'm going to be playing that, checking it out. They hooked me up with the code, so I'm like, well, I want to check this out because it looks really cool. If you haven't checked it out already, you definitely should. On Wednesday, August 26th, here on Goody Good Gaming at 4 p.m. PST. But otherwise, if you guys want to tune into anything else, next Friday I'll be doing Tell Me Why, which is a brand new game from Microsoft Studios. That's actually coming out that day on Game Pass, so we're going to be checking it out. And then next Saturday, I actually have a game for multiple people that I believe Richard is going to be joining me for, called Beat Me, which is super cool. Then after that, a week after that, in September, we're going to be playing RoboQuest, which I want Richard to play with me. Because Richard, did you check out the trailer for RoboQuest?
I keep forgetting to.
It's so cool. It's a co-op FPS roguelite, and I'm super excited. If you see the little robots,
I will most likely dig it because I like roguelites and
first-person shooters.
I like shooters.
Yeah. If you look on the screen all the way to the left, those two little robots, that's it. But yeah, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator, because for whatever reason, Microsoft Flight Simulator is like so popular, like out of nowhere, and so I was like, okay. And then of course, Fall Guys Friday. Excuse me. But yeah, if you are wondering how Richard, Thomas, and I have been talking, I do have a Goody Good Gaming Discord server. If you guys enjoyed talking with us here, chatting with us in the chat, or just listen to us, ramble on about DC stuff that I barely know about, then go ahead and join us over at the Discord server, where you can talk about whatever you want. You can talk about whatever's going on in your life. You can share your pets, like Maddie and Acrinia have been doing. Then you can also just talk about video games. You can also see any updates to the channel right over there on the Discord server. The link to that is in the description or in my About section as well. But yeah, otherwise, that's really all I got for today. I'm not going to plug Treat Stream, because Treat Stream, I'm good, man. I got food here, plenty, which Leonie actually fed me yesterday with Panda. So thank you, Leonie and Acrinia. You guys are the best. Fed me 4 times. I got fed from Treat Stream literally 4 times in the past week, and it's wonderful, and I love you guys' support. And yeah, speaking of support, if you guys did enjoy this, I would appreciate a like and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. It really means a lot to me. We're building quite a cool community. We already have I've had 1,300 subscribers not very long ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. But yeah, and over on the Discord we have like a good 20 people or so. It's really cool. We're building this really cool community full of really friendly people, and we all bond over games and me just being strange, and that's fine. And also playing with friends and all that cool stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for sticking around also through all the tech issues, because my God, Richard and Thomas can tell you that I was like ranting, like when after my stream like stopped, I was just like, motherfucker. Fun times. I love technical issues. Oh my god. But anyway, speaking of Richard and Thomas, thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us on. This was a blast.
Even though Thomas was mostly like, Thomas, what do you know? Like, it was mostly that. But I'm excited for these two games. I'm excited to play both these games with you two. I hope there's crossplay also. Like, if I get it like on PC, so that way you guys are on PS4 and I can still play. Or I'll just get it on PS4 or PS5 when it comes out on PS5. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's a lot of fun. We'll have to do this again with some more live reactions and stuff. I'm thinking about maybe I'll do like a later stream today because I really want to, or maybe I won't stream at all. I don't know. I really want to get the new skin in Fall Guys because it's Peabody. I'm so excited for that. I really want to get that. But yeah. Anyway, thank you guys once again for hanging out with us and listening to us ramble on about DC stuff. And yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun with whenever these games come out next year and the year after that. So yeah, anyway, once again, thank you guys so much. Hope you guys have a good one. See you guys later.